Okay, here's what's going on with the water system. Each morning, pretty much, it's this way, and sometimes not just in the morning. Turn on the water inside, no water. Alright, let's go look outside. That's a well water system in Lehigh Acres. Okay, so I go out here to the aerator tank, looking, and as you can see, the water level is very low. It's lower probably than it needs to be for water to go into this pump right here, I'm thinking is the deal. And here's a float valve, I think that's what that's called. Doesn't seem to make much difference. So, in order to get this tank to fill up, usually what I have to do is loosen this plastic nut and the aerator starts filling up. So I'm going to let that happen. Alright, now as it's filling up, let's go inside. Actually, let's wait out here for a minute. Aerator tank is filling up. Water is coming out of that little nut that I'd loosened. Now when the problem first surfaced, I pulled this cap off here. Pulled off this black cap and adjusted to these two nuts here. I adjusted them down. Trying to get what this says in here. Okay, I adjusted these two nuts down. And I noticed that the water pressure inside did go up once we did get water back inside. So let's take an overview of what the system is here. Everything plugs in these two plugs. The float valve plugs in here. And also, of course, there's a power cable here going to this from the float valve thingy, it looks like. And then the float valve cable here goes into the aerator tank and then to the float valve. And we got the brine tank as part of the system, nice and filled with salt. The water softener, scuba tank looking thing, both pressure tanks. Now when this fills up, when this starts to fill up, this float valve does not seem to turn on and off the system. Tighten this back down. Anyway. You can see this pressure gauge here is corroded, rusted, whatever. Can't really see what's going on there. This one down here, we'll take a look at that. Alright, so it's starting to fill up. Let's go inside and see if the water's on. Taking another look at this water level. Okay, the water level is not high enough to have turned the float valve on its side or upside down, but it looks like the pump covered enough to where the water might or should be on inside. Going inside here. Okay. Still no water. Back outside. Okay, now, something else I've had to do to get the water going is mess with this thing. Okay. When I mess with it, okay, you can hear that pump running. So I'm going to put it back down. Now yesterday, that made the water start inside. That was the final thing I had to do to make the water start. So let's go check that out. Okay, we have a little water inside. Not much pressure though. Looks like it's gonna stop. Interesting. I haven't quite seen that scenario before. Alright, let's go back outside. Water level's getting higher, maybe not high enough to activate that float valve if it were working properly, which it may or may not be. I don't know what's going on here. See, as I turn this up on its side, totally right side up, upside down, doesn't make a difference. And when I close this, okay, hold on, there's some change here. Usually when I close this nut, maybe that's what did it, it turns off this aerator and the water level stops increasing, turns off the water. I turn it again, turn the aerator back on. Alright, the float valve is about totally submerged now, almost. And still not shutting off, so tighten this nut. Okay, now we should have enough water level to get some water inside if everything else is working properly. I'm not sure it is. So, let's mess with this again. Yeah, I can hear that pump activate at about a quarter turn. See? Hear it? Okay, now it stayed activated. Okay, now yesterday it did the same thing. You see now, I turn this and it does not activate the pump. Oh, okay, now the pump's activating, kind of off and on. Seems to be. Doesn't have anything to do with whether or not I touch that little switch there. Okay, now it seems to be kind of shifting off and on. And I think it's the pump inside the aerator tank seems to be kind of clicking off and on. So let's go inside. Okay, it's like it has a bad connection in there or something. I don't know. There's some intermittent problem going on here, obviously. I think it either has to do with. Okay, now it's on, now it's off. It either has to do with this switch or possibly this thing, which appears to be a valve. There's another maybe adjustment nut here, possibly don't know what this is. So let's go inside and see if they have water. Now, if it's like it's been happening the last couple days, we'll have water. There we go. Now the water works. And it generally keeps working until, I don't know, a day, and I'll go out and I will look in that tank, and again the water level will be low. and I'll go through about the same process we did today, and the water will start working again. So, if you can tell me what the problem is, maybe what you would charge to fix it, I would certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.